Because we're joined by the one and only Sarah Farasia.
David Yontef, my dear, how are you?
Oh, how are you? It's always
Ah,
about me. Today is all about you, Sarah.
ah. Well, let's see. Nothing. I'm good. I'm maybe buying a house in LA, but it's a hot mess. I don't know. Has anyone bought a house? We're in escrow, but it's a flipper home, and it seems like now we did the inspection, and there's lots of issues, and I'm not sure that the seller wants to fix those. So I don't know. We've gotta make some decisions, my dear. It's really a pain to buy a house. It's been so much work. So sorry if I seem a tad distracted.
Sh
We'll see.
I'm thinking we're going to ask the psychic about your home journey.
Ask her, because I really like this was a house we put an offer in. There were five other offers. We were told we were out. Then they came back and said, if you offer $25,000 more, you're in. We did. They said yes. And then it kind of seems like actually from the moment we went under contract, they actually don't want to sell it to us. It's very strange. I don't know. Very weird. Very weird.
Mm.
But I think the bottom line is I'm not sure I would I mean you can't say this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this have bought flipper properties. I think it's just different with a flip than a somebody that lives there and it was their home and they had memories and they're willing to work with you. This just it's a lot. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, that
eh,
does. This sounds interesting. It sounds like there's a lot of
yeah.
change here.
I went through my first
Oh,
inspection, which was very fun. They said,
really?
yeah, yeah,
You
I
like
enjoyed
that
it.
one, huh?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. It was like I learned a lot about the house. We have termites, so we have to figure out
Oh,
if they're going to bomb those or if we have to. And yeah, it's very fascinating. It's very fascinating.
um, it's exhausting, is what it
It is.
is.
It is. It's a lot of work. I do have to
Exhausting.
say there's a little less pep in my step. It's between, and it's a very weird time. I'm not sure that I would ever do this process again. We've been looking for a home.
Imagine
And
doing
then
it
my
twice
uncle
in one
died.
fucking year.
I know.
That was
Well, I mean,
2024. I'm sorry
the
about your
burdens of
uncle.
being rich, babe. I mean,
We didn't say that. I'm just saying
it
2024 was a
was like,
busy year.
oh, I can relate. And imagine doing it twice.
Okay, listen, Sarah, don't turn this around on me. Your uncle has passed. It's a very tough time for you.
It's just a
And
lot. Yeah, I need to like pump the brakes. I need to pump the brakes.
me too. I need to like just, I don't know what I need.
Hmm.
Part of me would like to just go away forever. Um, go away forever. Whoops, we're on air. I didn't mean
Whoops.
it. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like I didn't mean anything harmful. I just meant like whoops, there's no more show, guys. I'm in Africa for a month and then India and just we'll talk in another lifetime. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start today? By the way, can I just say one thing that I just saw this quote pop up? We talked about this
Please.
yesterday. We don't need to talk about it, but Brian Friedman has just added this.
What?
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. He
Yeah.
he's he's got a great point.
Yeah.
Who's
Well, we
joking
talked
about that?
about this. We talked about this last
But
show.
but not that particular quote.
Oh, well, I think I mentioned that, but anyway.
Sorry. God, I drink vodka. I drink vodka, but not anymore because mood.com/velvet, code velvet, 20% off. Legal THC is
Yeah.
gives you just as much fun as vodka and it comes right to your front door. Now, I personally am not going to do a vape, but people could. I'm not going to do the flower, but people could. I'm not going to do a pre-roll, but a lot of you guys want to. But when you talk to me about popcorn and taffy, there's taffy that has it in it. Cookies, Rice Krispie treats, brownies, a smorgasbord of gummies. So, and guess what? Unlike the vodka, when I wake up after a night with mood, time to work,
Moo.
no hangover, dear.
There you
So
go,
my
my
point
dear.
is, you might have mentioned this yesterday, but girl, it all gets fuzzy to me sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, there you have it.
How are you?
I'm good. Well, we got a lot to cover. How about we start with Rinna? Because I've been watching the clips. I haven't really gotten invested in the podcast, but I have been watching the clips and she's been revealing a fair amount. She gets $1,000 haircut from Sally. I don't know what her name is out here in LA, who's like
Hirschberger.
Hirschberger, who's a very
Hirschberg.
famous hairdresser to the stars, charges $1,000 a cut. She's also revealed more of that Kim Richards legendary fight in Amsterdam and how producers worked her up and how the flight over there was less than cordial between she and Kim, and she knew things were going to explode, and they got to the dinner table and they didn't eat. They there was no food, there was no drink, and then it just exploded. So talk to me, babe, about what do you think of this podcast? And I actually kind of like Harry Hamlin as her co-host. I like Harry's perspective.
Now, I did cover this also on a quick hit this past Sunday. You know, well, first of all, you showed me that it didn't premiere so high. I don't know, did it get higher than that? It didn't like is it doing well? You showed me something that it didn't seem like it had a great opening. I'm not coming for, I'm actually asking. I
No,
have yeah,
it premiered like in the top 200, which is hard to do.
okay.
But it didn't premiere super high. Like if everybody recalls a year or two ago, Rachel Goes Rogue, right? When that dropped, I mean, she was in the top, like she was up there with Joe Rogan. She was up there with Megyn Kelly. These are people who have Mel Robbins. She was up there with these guys that are kind of heavy hitters, meaning that they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of downloads per episode. So Rinna's didn't premiere as high. I don't think it stayed on the charts very long. Um, which just indicates to me, right? It's probably, I don't know what I'm trying to think of what to say. It could still have an audience. It just might not be like a monster show. Does
True
that
and
make
true.
sense?
Yeah, listen, I did talk about this past Sunday. Ugh, I don't know. Here I am. Look, I can't not hold Rinna's feet to the fire, right? Like we don't play favorites here. It's the whole reason Margaret Josephs doesn't speak to me anymore because I wouldn't come on and spin things with her narrative. I don't know. This is different than the Lisa Rinna who was so over it and you know, traveling the world and on red carpets and she kind of reminded me of someone. This friend of mine, Bethany Frankel. You know my friend Bethany?
Yes.
She's kind of reminding me of her because now apparently she also did the show because of Bethany. Do you realize this? She revealed that she went in and Harry said, absolutely not. We will not forget this. This is a bad idea. And then apparently they were looking it over and apparently she brought Harry Bethany's look. She sold the company for 120 million. And they said, oh, if she could do that with this skinny girl, maybe this Beverly Hills housewife. So apparently Bethany is why Harry and Lisa said yes to the whole franchise. But it's kind of like Bethany. I have no problem if you want to talk about housewives. I have no problem if you want to get your bag. I have no problem.